All right, good morning, whoever's out there. Monday morning, January 13th, about 28 minutes until the market opens. The market is currently opening lower in pre-market, indicating a lower open in pre-market. I hedged up on Friday, but as usual, I should have just kept the hedge on that I put over here like 7 days ago. Should just kept that one on. And my intentions with that were to keep it on if it didn't break this pivot up here. But as usual, what can happen is you hit max pain. And right up here, I was thinking, man, I should just release this hedge and let my positions run free, because this is great skipping. It's moving up so nicely, and that's the curse of when you put a hedge on. It's much harder than you think, because putting a hedge on is fine, but when to take it off, that's very difficult. But you do have to have a plan. And anyway, I broke my plan. And so I got out over here, and sure enough, boy, that was the top of this move. And, that's how that works. It's the market will move to max pain. Everybody liquidates out and then goes the other way as everybody starts hopping on the other direction. And then for people, that hits max pain. And then those people are on. It's just the whiplash back and forth is people making money and people losing money. And when you get caught on the wrong side, you're the one losing the money, and it tends to go and hit max pain. And that's can really be thrashing. So, well, anyway, this time, and it might be the wrong decision this time, but this time I'm going to hold this hedge. Unless it gets back above this pivot here, because we are in a 6-point downtrend right now, and rates are getting pretty high. Let's go to the 30-year. Good morning. Say good morning if you're out there, so I know who's tuning in today. Yeah, the 30-year is it's tapping 5%, the highest it got in the last many years was 5.178%. So it's really close to breaking to new highs, and so therefore it could do it. And this chart to me looks like something where that's indicating it could do it. So yeah, that's very interesting. Rates. The higher rates go, the more pressure that puts on the growth market, stock market. So this is something that could definitely contribute to the stock market moving down more. So that's why I think a hedge on my portfolio holdings, my positions, is a good idea. All right, I know there's a few of you watching, but if I don't hear a good morning from anybody, then I'm prone to go quiet and just do what I've got to do and be looking around at charts and stuff with no narration. Ah, there we go. Sagifo, good morning. Let's see here. Okay, Tesla. Big push followed by a big deflation on Tesla. Tesla's got earnings coming up in 19 days, 12 sessions. In 19 days, well, actually, hold on. Yeah, 16 days, 11 sessions, because starting from today. So 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I guess Wednesday of 2 weeks from now, Tesla will be reporting results. And prior to that, it had been in kind of a slump for, 2 years. Kind of a slump for 2 years, which was just a kind of a great opportunity to grab it at a discount for such a long time. But I mean, you never know how low something's going to go. So I understand if somebody has to drop it if they do that. But as time progressed, it has started to look better on the chart. See this here right here? Could have double bottomed before coming out over here, but it didn't. It actually is a higher low. And so that was an indication, even when it double tapped there, right around here, it started to get obvious that this was no longer in a slump and was looking like it was tightening up and the action is starting to begin. And that was around 270. And you had lots of opportunities to cheat into that too, like 230 in that range. And then it went and hit almost 500. So, it pays attention to, it pays off to pay attention to these things. You don't want to be a trader who's finding out that something's hot when it's hot. You want to be able to know that's coming beforehand. All right, just had a big yawn. I haven't had my coffee this morning. Didn't think I would. Maybe I wouldn't need it, but it's feeling like I kind of do. But that's all right. All right, so let's see. Tesla was at the top of this scan list here. Palantir, of course, remains very strong. These are all things we want to just keep an eye on. Got stopped out of that last week. VST. Yeah, see, that's tightening up. VST looks ready to pop. What do they do? VST, electric utility company, Vistra, DTE Energy to benefit from investments. Gauges in the power generation of electricity. Texas. Looks like mostly Texas. Vistra. Vistra is a Texas electrical company, and for some reason, it has been on a monstrous growth cycle since the 2023. It was at around $23. Now it's at $169. That's 635% growth in 2 years. So this is pretty crazy, but it looks like the fundamentals are in fact matching up. You're seeing quite a bit of growth in the fundamentals. Let's see, VST. Yeah, looking good. And relative strength, very high. So, you're looking for a cheat entry or a breakout entry here, because this is a cup and handle. and could provide that. I might already be in it. Let me double check. VRT. I'm in VRT, but not VST. And I have been in VST a couple of times. Where does it end? Who knows? You know, how high can it go, kind of thing. But rates keep going, and inflation and utilities, all those are sort of all kind of tied together. And so that might be one reason why VST keeps going up. I can keep charging higher prices because I guess the electricity goes up, and then their margins mean more profits, and it's all because of inflation. It's not price gouging. So VST might be an interesting position to get into if it offers you a nice opportunity to get in, like a breakout, like I was just showing right here, or it pulls back and does something like this. That could be a cheat entry right in there. So, yeah, interesting. This was a great entry. Had a much longer pullback from April, May, June to like September, and then you could have entered, and then but you gotta say to yourself, okay, well, how do you know it's going to go up? Well, you know that it's very strong because of this prior move, that it's been making really strong moves. These moves are not small. These are insane, and this shallow pullback is a sign of potentially a holy grail, we call it, where something has moved more than 100% in less than 30 days and has pulled, if it's pulled back at all, has pulled back very moderately, maybe only a 10 or a 20% pullback of the range of the move. Okay, so like for instance, from here to here was 78% in 52 days. And that's really good. It doesn't. You don't have to be a holy grail for something to be outstanding. And 60% in 36 days. Then after that, after you would get in over here, if that's what you would have done, it moved 68% in 24 days. That's really strong. And then you have the prior measurements as well. So the thing is just like it's on a really strong appreciation cycle in its business cycle. And you can see that stuff on the charts, and that helps you know to get in. Also, when it did break this point here with a nice strong green day, by the end of the day you could have got in, with also the additional knowledge that it had a higher low after making a lowest low prior to that, which is a sign that now it's going into, it is not just a sign, but that becomes a 4-point uptrend. That's the moment where you have a 4-point uptrend happening coming out of a downtrend pullback, you see. So there's multiple ways to have done that. You can draw these speed lines, I call them, as many times as you want. It doesn't guarantee anything, but the pivot points that I was just showing you, that really helps to get in there. And that would have been at 90, and then you reap a 2-to-1 profit on that for 50% of the position up to here. Then you keep holding, and when it gives another entry signal, you could potentially add on, and you could be building this position, and you would still be in this position over here, probably even on a reduced cost basis, as if you were holding it at 70, because of all the profit taking that you've done along the way. So there's so much to learn about reading charts. We got 15 minutes before the market opens. And like I said, I've got my hedge on. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a drink of water. Be right back. All right, I'm back. That helps. I had a really nice cigar last night, and it's kind of still lingering. Still feeling all relaxed and chilled out. I probably should have had some coffee this morning. All right, now that's VST. Good. We should, remember to think about that. Keep track. Oh, you know what? I will put an alert on that, just in case it does what we want it to do. Alert line. Alert. Okay. So the minute this thing breaks out to new highs, I'm going to get an alert. But if I happen to notice it before that, that'll be even better. CEG. Constellation Energy. I guess it had a decent news report of some kind. Revised price target on CEG to 378 from a previous target of 328, which is about a $50 change. That caused it to move from 242 to 305, a $60 change. So that was a nice moment on CEG. You know, you want to already be in this and have a position that you're building. You don't want to get in when it's already made a strong move. You need to wait for pullback at that point. That's not a good idea. That's not good trading. But yeah, no, CEG looks good too. VST, VRT, I'm already in this one. And maybe it's in the similar boat. I don't think so, but maybe. Let's see. No, electronic production equipment. So let's see what this says. Engages in the design, manufacture, and service of critical digital infrastructure technology that powers, cools, deploys, secures, and maintains electronics that process, store, and transmit data. All right, so thermal management products, rack systems, modular solutions. So yeah, it sounds like they're a cooling rack system. And for some reason, they are a $49 billion company. I do like what? Let me take a look. Like what on the internet? Vertiv Power Systems, American multinational provider of critical infrastructure and services for data centers and communication networks and commercial and industrial environments. Yeah, it's like exactly what I thought. I mean, their big number one product is a rack, data rack. How they're doing how they're a $50 billion company, I don't get it. Maybe nobody does. Let's look at their fundamentals real quick. I mean, as far as their revenues and everything. Well, they've been sustaining it, and they've had around growing to $7 billion of revenue per year, and profitable for the last 3 years. So kudos to them. I don't know how you do it, but I guess the world is just ever expanding and needs racks and cooling equipment. And this is the company supplying it in a big way, Vertiv. And their chart looks good. If we were to bring up their chart and it had this right side looking like this, like it was going up on the right, then it would be the same as VST, the one we looked at just a minute ago. So in some sense, you're looking at the possibility of getting in something that might continue to be strong at a much lower price. Like, well, right now it's at 124. I wouldn't necessarily say get in here because there's no real reason to do it. There's no signal. It's not the right point. But, hit 145. So what is that difference? Let's see. 17% from there just to get back to the top. So, you're getting it at quite a discount if you're keeping an eye on it and looking for a sneaky entry, VRT, during this pullback. Well, you don't want to really be entering anything when it's pushing, except for the breakout day. And on rare exception, the second day, the follow through day. Robinhood. Yeah, I think I'm still holding this position. Maybe I got kicked out. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still holding it. It's a tripled position for me. I've been taking profits along the way as well. It's a tripled up position. And see, I wrote here, resistance never look back. Oh, yeah, never mind. That lesson wasn't going to, that's not a good example for that lesson. All right, SoFi, Apple. Also on this growth list is FTAI, which I think I got kicked out of. No, okay, I'm in it again, but let's see where it is here. There it is. Okay, I'm up 3%, but the entry this time had to be at such a wide risk to stop. So I'm hoping to be able to get an add-on at a much better price moving forward at some point in the next month. But that'll be nice if it's higher when I add on. But hopefully it can even create an add-on signal during this pullback, and you are able to add on some, but not as much as you would think. But that could be good. I wouldn't mind that. That's FTAI. That's what are they doing? FT Aviation. Aerospace products. Yeah, repairs, sells aircraft engines, aftermarket components for aircraft engines. All right. FTAI Aviation. Maybe just because it has the word AI in it, it's been doing good. Let me see what they do really. Go on the internet. FTAI Aviation shares skyrocket. What you need to know. You know, they're really trying to pump it. Where is the website? They don't have a website. FTI, there it is. Okay. Okay, I thought that was a sponsored ad. I always skip the first result. Here you go. I'll show you what it is. I'm going to share it with you guys. Power for the aftermarket. So aftermarket aircraft engines, essentially, in parts. That doesn't, I mean, I guess there's a need for that, but man, that doesn't sound like a really good business. I guess, you know, hey, got to make a buck somewhere. That sounds rather dubious to me. Does it sound dubious to you? I think that sounds a little dubious. All right, so anyway, the market is opening lower this morning. And it looks like it wants to, because it was trying to get up before the open. And it's kind of pulling back now, and it's failed to do so. That looks like this. So it's tried to get up, and then pulled back halfway, and then couldn't even get any further, has pulled back and then broken down on that promise. And so, yeah, the market's struggling. You know, market's struggling. It really does depend on the different reports that come out this week, but it's possible that this week is going to be red. That doesn't mean every day. You could have 4 days of green and 1 day of red, and it could still end red. I'm talking about the week could be red. So that means from where we start here to where we close on Friday, Friday might be lower than where we started. This could be a red week. Let's look at the weekly chart. And here we are. So, I mean, things would have to get really bad for it to be a red week, actually. And I don't think it's that bad, but hey, maybe it will be. You know, we'll see. However, it looks like the prediction here is that it's going to be a green week. We're going to end green based on where we're opening today. And anything can happen, but, you know, just a moderately green week could transpire. What was I going to do just now? Well, I definitely want to put this back to daily. I want to look at the economic reports for the week. Let's see what we got in front of us. All right, United States. Impact bigger than medium. Medium or bigger. All right, today we just have a minor report. Tomorrow we have PPI. Oh, I'm glad they put that before CPI. Sometimes they put PPI after CPI on a Thursday. And I prefer it this way, PPI first, because the PPI is kind of a leading indicator economically, even more so than CPI. So PPI report tomorrow morning, and then CPI report Wednesday. So Wednesday we're going to get an inflation reading. And I think I'm not sure if it's a brand new one or if it's a revision. We'll go into that more Wednesday when we're there. And then Thursday, okay, and then there will be obviously a few Fed speeches that day as well. So CPI on Wednesday plus Fed speeches. Tomorrow PPI. So today's going to be kind of light and choppy, in my opinion, because there's important reports waiting for us out there. And then Thursday will be some retail sales. The jobless claims, everyone will be really eyeing that report. So Thursday we got an important data point, and then Friday it's housing permits, and those types of reports. So this is actually kind of a pretty critical economic data week. We got Tuesday PPI, Wednesday CPI, Thursday jobless claims plus retail sales, imports, exports. So things that move the needle. 3 days in a row. So it's a jam-packed week. So today, no one's really going to have conviction in any way that lasts longer than for the day. No one's really going to, it's only going to be smaller, short-term traders, day traders, mostly messing around with the market today, other than, news changes in holdings based on news on different stocks and stuff. But in general, we're probably going to not see smart money, big money, make any large moves today with PPI and CPI and jobless claims coming throughout the week. All right, we got 1 minute and 45 seconds. So, hopefully watch my program, you learn how to think and how to trade, and that trading is more than just looking at charts and being in a vacuum and okay, it's there, and okay, I'll do this. We think about the context heavily, and you eventually learn that the context is very important, and to think about it. All right, 1 minute till the market opens. And it is pulling back a little bit more off of that push right before the open. But like I said, I do believe that this week's going to be green overall. That's what kind of makes sense. Otherwise, it's going to have to be quite panicky, because that doesn't make sense to paint a red week with a gap. There's only one way to do that, and that would be if there was panic. So if that's going to happen, which is a possibility, it could be because maybe CPI and PPI reports are coming in a panicky way. And so we could have a red week. But outside of barring panic, if this is just going to be another week of putting in action, which actually I don't think it is, then it's going to be a green week, par on par by the end of the week from here. All right, market is open. Let's see, I just got some fills. Typically those kinds of right at the open fills are stops. So let me go check. Both of them were stops. Just got stopped out of OLO. Yeah. And does it have any bounce to it? Actually, it does. Okay, so because otherwise I was going, I just got stopped out of something else. Oh, wait a minute. How did I get stopped out twice on Olo? All right. So I'm quite stopped out on Olo. And then also VOOTC, apparently I've been stopped out of. Luckily, all of these losses, this downside loss, has been completely hedged. So I'm not down any money on any of those because of the market hedge I put on. All right, VOOTC's down here. So we're going to follow 5-minute rule here on fully getting out of Olo or not. And VOOTC, 5-minute rule. Because they both are not looking like they're panicking. See, look, here comes Olo. Olo's moving back up again. So I still have half a position left on Olo, even though it got stopped out. And it's looking like it's going to stick, that it bounced off the 50 here. So I may keep on my half position. We'll see. And the other one was VOOTC. VOOTC's kind of bouncing too. So is the market looking like that? Let's see. The market's not really looking that same way. All right, it's starting to turn green. S&P 500 looks identical. How about rates? Rates are not pulling back hard enough. They are still rising, and so that is going to create pressure on the day today, as well as if it keeps going the whole week, maybe even month. All right, going to grab another sip of water because my mouth's kind of dry from the cigar from last night. Really nice cigar. Chilled me out for sure, but it's got kind of like a cigar hangover. All right, be right back. All right, back. That helps. At least my voice. All right, now I'm going to take a look at any positions that have stronger-ish loss right after the open here. See if I need to do anything with them. So I'm sort of checking open positions now. PSTG. Okay, you can see it's about 3/4 of the way to my stop. That's fine. SE. It's migrating all the way back down about, saying about 3/4 to my stop. And that's all right. I'm going to start doing that, looking at all these on my largest positions. That's just to sort of defend my largest position. So let's go over to my largest one, Gigal, and see how it's doing. All right, we're pulling back after a push. Got it. Read it. After pushing, it's pulled back, getting close to break even and stop. After about a week of pulling back. Okay. And then CLS. I just got an alert on this anyway. Let's check it out. What was the alert? Oh, somehow, I don't know. It sent me an alert on CLS, but it didn't actually trigger the alert. That's what's called TradingView sometimes does that. In any event, though, this is one of the positions of mine that's pulled back the most in differential from its close on Friday, and yet it's still quite a ways away from my stop and my real break even. Geo, that's fine. Hood, Robinhood, fine. If I see any entries for you guys, I'll let you know. Marvell, fine. Tesla, that's doing just fine. Lunar, These are my 3E positions. Lunar, pulling back about halfway to my stop. That gives it plenty of buffer room. APP, getting close to my stop, but we do have the 50 moving average coming in like a hero to potentially provide support. It's nice when your stop finally ends up being under one of the key moving averages. That helps give it a little extra credence and support. App, and then at the top of my 3E positions is CNVS, Cineverse. Waiting for it to pull up here. There we go, although I'm not seeing my position. The drawing's coming. Maybe I never drew it on this one. Apparently, I am at around where I got in, so no big deal there. VOOTC, now Rocket Lab pulling back today. Rocket Lab's halfway to my break-even stop. Net Cloudflare, about 2/3 of the way to my stop. AHR, American Health REIT. Looks like I'm down just 2% for my entry. And safe. I wonder if I've turned off drawing. Wow, for some reason a couple of these don't have illustrations of where I got in and the break-evens and all that cases. Like these ones do. So when I see a white dotted line and a red dotted line, I know what's going on. This one is Red Cat, RCAT, Red Cat, and a little bit of a bounce this morning, an interim bounce. Okay, the market is definitely flushing. So it's now turned more red, and my positions are protected with the current hedge. But as you can see, it's has no patience and is dropping. Now again, I think mostly though you're going to see just a low volume day trading type of day to day, short term traders doing anything, and smart money holding off until PPI CPI, or smart money could just go ahead and get out of things, de-risk a little bit, and that could cause a nice big red fat day today. Before PPI, CPI, and jobless claims hits over the next 3 days. And they would do that in order, it's like a hedge, but they're taking their money off of the table. They're taking money out of the risk zone during a risky week. So it's possible that could happen. We'll continue to go through my positions. And then I believe we'll move back into the group. A-Lab, Captain A-Lab, Bros. All right, that's doing fine. Prim. It's amazing how many positions I have here, which I haven't illustrated my entries and my stops on the chart. I'm going to have to do that in a little bit. NNE, okay, we're halfway to my stop after having hit some profits though. DJT. All right, DJT, Trump stock in a consolidation, tight sort of waiting period. ET, Energy Transfer. So this is another one like VST, which is getting closer and closer to breaking out and having a really nice result. WGS, GeneDx Holdings, WGS. Okay, I'm in this and it's pulling back today. Where did I get in at? The average, my average, I've gotten in twice and I haven't illustrated any of that. That's just crazy. Okay, gotten in twice, and the average of my entries is 80. So right around here. PSTG, SE, we already looked at. Meta. So, of course, Zuckerberg updating the, what would you call it? Just the policies on Facebook, social media, and it does not seem to have affected the stock too much. SMLR, one way or the other. SMLR, okay, that's quite a pullback. I'm wondering if I've already hit my stop and I didn't realize it. Let me take a look. Like maybe because that's quite a bit of pullback, and I believe I would want to be out of that by now. SMLR. Let's take a look at the history of my orders and see if I got stopped out. I'm thinking I did, and I didn't notice. No, I guess, I've illustrated it here. Oh, look, the drawings did come up. They just took a while to come up. Maybe those other ones did have it. How about AHR? I think it didn't have it. Maybe after a moment, they do finally pop up. No, I guess not. So anyway, it's getting close to my stop, yeah. And it did not pull up the information I asked for. Let's try again. Trade history. Okay, I have not been stopped out, but I have taken 2 profits. So that's not. No, let's see. I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 profits. I've hit 5 profit targets. Looks like I definitely fulfilled the 2 to 1. So I'm 50% out. Fulfilled the 2 to 1, and if I get out at my stop, I actually will have made money, even if I'm stopped out way below break even. Actually, that's not true. I'd have to do the calculations, but it will not be as bad, and potentially could have been a profitable if I get stopped out. Profitable venture. Continuing on, PAM and then FTAI we already looked at, but I might as well check it out while the market's open. All right, FTAI. Okay, SE we have already looked at. Walmart. Okay. Google. Lemonade. That looks like I should be out of that. I don't have any orders on it. And it's not bringing up my drawings, which I do think they're there. For some reason, TradingView is being very slow about bringing up my drawings. Yeah, I want to get out of that, I think. Looks like it. It does depend on where I got in. I got in at the price of $34.50. Sure I didn't get in there. Maybe I got in way back here and I've been holding all this time, and now it's time to let it go because it's dropped below 31. Possibly. Let me take a look at the account history on that one. Lemonade. Okay, I have not been stopped out. When I got in was on the 18th of November. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Well, actually, I got in, right here. Pretty decent spot, $34.50, 18th of November, and then went way up. I took a lot of profits, but yeah, it's down here. It's definitely time to stop out of Lemonade. So I just click flatten. That's it. Done. Oh. The trading part is easy. The decision part, that's what takes a lifetime of mastery. Zavia, a little bit of pullback. VRT, pulling back. VST, just because I was thinking about it. SoFi, I think we looked already at WLFC. I know my drawings are coming up. BE, Sound almost back to my break even. YPF, Microsoft, Olo, all right, GEV, Amazon, TPB. That doesn't look too good. Oh, it's well below my stop. What happened there? Do I still have a stop set on that? No. Yeah, I should be out of that. I'm supposed to have stopped out of that like 5 days ago. All right, so that happens. There we go, stopping out. TPB. That to closed folder and Lemonade. Continue to move up. G to grab. Oh, that's messing around in my stop area. I think I will go ahead and close that out. Grab. This was just a pilot position. Okay, and yeah, I like to annotate that typically. So got out. All right. Grab root, and then Akba. Happy trading. Thank you, Jorge. Root and Akba. Oh, that should be a stop out today on Akba. I guess we'll have to see how it closes. PULM. Manpower. Now, if that other one, Akba, was real panicky and was really blasting down or lower. Oh, over. Oh, we're already out of Lemonade. Okay, good. I was going to say we got to get out of Lemonade. That was, I think, Olo. Yeah, Olo, we caught a little bit of a bounce, and we're going to see if that sticks or not. Akba, Palm, Manpower. Oh, yeah, I have that up right now. That's doing fine. Avgo. Okay, nice move this morning. Netflix. A gap down reclaim. These are very cool entries. Rare. Gapped lower, and then has reclaimed the lows of the prior even candle. You can see what happened last time it did that was over here. And it ensued, it kicked off a run. Netflix, looking really good. Oops, what did I do there? Oh, no. Okay, good. From here, I'm already in at this level. So, but this could be an entry for anyone who wants it and isn't in. LX. Okay, that's a low cheat entry on LX for anybody wanting to get into LX. I'm already in it. And that's that. Let's take a look at the Qs. All right, the market had a really nice little rally there. And so that's why I was telling you today. It's just going to be choppity, back and forth, tricky. Max pain to here, max pain to there. Quite a day. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you've got the market squared away and orientated now for you for the day and the week. See you back in the group. Make sure you... What? Error. YouTube is not something... Make sure you click the link wherever it is to come over to our group, and you can talk more in there. Okay, have a good morning, everybody.